Metzger.
I want to photograph you. I want to get the cameras out there. Can we do this sometime?
I did it. I went down to
12 o'clock at night.
I went down to the heart of Watts, and I had the black people coming out to me and saying, "We love your show, Wally. We love what you do to those racists like Tom Metzger."
That's because they don't understand you're a money-grubbing conservative.
No, I'm not. I'm a good American.
And you oppress the blacks, and you rob the blacks, and then you tell the blacks you love them like the liberals.
How do I oppress the blacks?
By picking their pocket and voting for Ronald Reagan, who's robbing everybody.
Ronald Reagan it has been called a racist by punks like you and this idiot.
Ronald Reagan a racist? That's a joke.
Well, you have said he's a racist.
I never said he's a racist. No. I never voted for him and never would vote for him. He's just a two-bit Hollywood actor that made a good deal.
He is probably the greatest president we've ever had in the history of the United States of America.
You're not going to sit on here and say something that outrageous. How can you possibly?
I'm not going to sit on this show.
How can you possibly say Ronald Reagan is a great president?
Oh,
watch him. Watch him.
I'll be glad to. Oh, watch him. These little puny
They're keeping an eye on you.
These little panty waists.
Keeping an eye on you. Keep an eye on you.
Get him out of here.
What happened?
Get him out of here.
What's
you
going
think that
on
scares
here?
me, you stupid little
get him out of here,
idiot. Look at these stupid little punks.
Well, let's talk about.
They couldn't even get admitted to the YMCA.
Let's talk about Eastern Europe. Let's talk about Eastern Europe.
No,
let's talk about it.
No, let's finish talking about Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
All right.
Your great chief.
You put him down. Ronald Reagan stands for what made America great. Ronald Reagan stands for morality, for decency, for dignity, for
bringing in AIDS and Haitians.
No
and
way.
Bringing in Asians and bringing them all in.
That's Jimmy Carter.
He's doing it too, and giving the illegal aliens all kinds of bringing them here, makes this phony deal, phony new immigration laws, and they're going to undercut him.
Ronald Reagan is totally against.
He's for the Mexican vote. He's out for the
Ronald Reagan is against the illegal aliens, as I am, but that doesn't.
Well, why don't he get them out of the country?
Well, I say they should be gotten out of the country, but I'm not doing it because they happen to be Mexican like you are.
If you're going to wait for Ronald Reagan to do it, you're going to be very old.
You're turning on the illegal aliens in this country strictly because they have brown skin. Because they're Mexicans.
Fact, we support revolution in Mexico. We're 100% with the oppressed people and their right of self-determination. We are for those people in Mexico overthrowing that corrupt system and returning Mexico to a beautiful land that takes care of the people.
But let's get back to the basic issue.
You know who runs Mexico? The big shots up here.
Pretty soon it's going to be Moscow.
And their lackeys.
Pretty soon it's going to be the Soviet Union because they're going to move into Mexico and take over that country if you allow them to.
200 of America's corporations right now are in the Soviet Union, making plenty of money working the Soviet Union. Your friends, the conservatives in the Fortune 500, have been in Russia ever since Arm & Hammer went there under Lenin.
Arm & Hammer is no conservative.
Well, he says he is.
He's a liberal in conservative clothing.
Anybody that's got that much money
at all.
Anybody that's got that much money is a conservative. A man told me one time, he was from Oklahoma. I said, "What politics are you?" He said, "When you're born, you're a Democrat. As soon as you get 20 grand, you're a Republican."
But let's get down to the whole
reason. Isn't that the heart of it?
Wait a minute.
Money.
Let's get beyond this whole
Forget
smoke screen.
the communism, capitalism.
Hold on. If you people who are watching, I want to get you beyond the Metzger smoke screen. Yeah. He's on here because you think that he's a good American trying to do what's good for you. I know the real reason you're doing this program is because you're trying to spread your hatred, racism, and bigotry across America.
Who's the hater here?
I'm amazed that any station, any cable outlet would let you spread your poison in America.
Today we're exposing the great white hoax. The great white hoax.
I happen to be. I'm against everything
you serve in the military?
Of course I did.
Where?
I served in the Korean War under special services.
What, were you in a supply depot or something? Special services?
Yes, right.
What was that?
I went overseas.
You played a banjo
when
in
the bombs were going off. I was entertaining right on the firing lines during the Korean War. That's right.
See? He wasn't in the front lines.
I was in the front. What did you do?
He wants everybody else to go. He didn't go.
I served in the Korean War. I certainly did go.
Well, you were
I volunteered to go.
entertainer.
Right on the front
Great
lines.
White Hope.
On the front line. Where did you serve in the armed forces?
I was in Germany.
Doing what?
I was
as a
at a
mail
radio
boy or
station.
what? At a radio station.
But I'll tell you one thing,
Well,
I wouldn't be there now because I don't believe in
Well,
going
he
in.
was on a radio station. I was down in Korea when the bombs were dropping 10 feet from me.
Too bad those commies didn't keep you over there. Look,
You had a radio station in
A radio
Germany.
station.
Boy, you had a cushy job there, didn't you? Huh?
Oh,
Yeah,
how is that a reflection on him, Wally? I paid
Yeah,
my
but
dues in
I don't
Vietnam.
pay-
Why didn't you fight
what's the
those?
point on that now?
Why didn't you
Fight
fight?
who? Who would I fight?
Well, what
Who
war
is
were
the
you
enemy,
in?
Wally?
What war were you in?
I wasn't in a war.
He was in
I'm
59,
not
you idiot. There
stupid
was no
enough to
war
fight
then.
the rich man's war. I'm not going to fight the rich man's war.
Why didn't you
And
volunteer to go and fight in Vietnam?
I supported the guys in Vietnam until I saw the corporations and everybody else. It was just another one of their foolish money-making schemes, and then I was against it. I refused to pay taxes to support it. And I feel the same way now. I tell every kid, don't volunteer for the draft. Don't go in the military. You're not fighting for America C. You're fighting for America K.
No way.
And dollar signs.
What
That's
we
what
are
you're
fighting
for.
what we're fighting for in this country is the great enemy of the entire free world, the Soviet Union.
What about
That's
China,
what we're
Wally? What about
fighting.
China?
Smoke
No,
screens.
it isn't.
That is state capitalism. That's not even communism. That's not communism you see in Russia.
It is
there is
our-
no communism. There is state capitalism and the type of monopoly capitalism we have here.
Let's get back to what we were talking about on my show.
We're against the capitalists.
Yeah, but-
and we're against the Marxists.
and you're against all the minorities, blacks, Mexicans, and Jews.
No,
you know you
we're
are.
the best friend of the minorities.
Hold on. Well, wait a minute.
You hate the Jews.
Wait a minute.
If
Hold
they
it.
would deal,
You hate the Jews.
Hold it. How can you say if someone is for their race that they're opposed to other races?
Why?
Now, how do you equate that with
because he
hating
said it on
anyone?
my show.
I want to
You've
give
opposed
blacks
the-
right to self-determination.
But you've opposed-
You want to keep them to work for you,
No,
don't
I
you?
don't. You
yes,
want-
a boss.
you want-
yes, a boss.
you
Mr.
want-
Conservative. Yes, a
No,
boss.
you want segregation.
you
You
would have
want
been a-
segregation. You told me on your show.
Separation,
No.
Wally, that's different than segregation.
The same thing.
You would have been a slave owner in the South. You would have been a
Absolutely
slave owner.
not.
Not me.
You wait a minute. You said
All right.
you said on my show that you wanted the blacks separated from the whites.
That's
Isn't that
not
true?
segregation,
But
Wally.
that's to give
That
them
is not
self-determination.
Oh, come on.
No, hold on. Segregation is having people under you. Separation is having them determine for themselves. That's
Are you
what we
afraid black
advocate.
people can't achieve
You
it?
want to
Why is everyone afraid?
They should be able to live wherever they want to live.
Then
You
how-
can't tell them where they
they
can
live
live.
in Africa, but we go in there and meddle with their affairs.
In the United States-
corporations go in and
In the
rob
United
them.
States of America, they have the right to live right next door to you, Metzger, whether you like it or not. They have the same rights you do.
Let's
How
talk.
many live next
that's
door to you,
that's
Wally?
talking capitalism. How many blacks live next door to you?
I would be
Wally?
proud to have a black man
Oh,
next to me.
does he?
Are there any
Oh,
blacks?
They could move if they wanted to. I happen to live in the San Fernando
If they
Valley.
can
I
afford to
know
live
where
where he
you
lives.
live.
Some of my closest friends happen to be blacks.
Oh.
I'll tell you.
The cliche.
I
Some
am
of my best
serious.
friends.
They don't have to be friends to help them.
No, I would be.
Separation helps them.
What
I
is-
believe.
what is
I
that?
believe
How
black
do you-
nationalists can stand on their own and
How
build
do
a
you de-
nation.
how do you
You
define
don't.
se- well, how do you
because
define-
you're like a white liberal.
How do you define
don't think
separation?
blacks have got it.
What
do
is
you?
separation in your mind? What would you do to the blacks?
Total
How-
separation.
How?
The blacks, the whites, we need to sit down and decide on territorial division of
So
North
give
America.
them their own states?
Sure.
Oh, now
Or
come
give
on,
them two or
Metzger.
three states.
Who do you think you are to dictate your culture to the
Don't
black
they
people?
have the right to
This is
self-
America. They have the right to live wherever they want to live. They're as much American as you
What
are.
if the blacks
That's
wanted
the
a
rich
separate
man's
state?
term. You know why you want them. You know why you want the illegal aliens. You know why.
I don't want the illegal
you
aliens.
fat cats have always wanted them.
No.
To make money.
You want
greed.
separation from the blacks because you despise them because you think you are superior
You
to the
think you're
blacks.
superior to impose your culture on them.